It's time for us to talk about melon seeds. You're like, what are melon seeds? But if I say egusi, you're familiar with it. You know, we cook sweet egusi soup with it, that you know. But there are other ways it's being transformed right now for us to use, especially uniquely as beauty products. But we're going to get to know the man behind these ideas. He is Samuel SAFO, graduate engineer, 27 years in petroleum, traveling around the world, exercising in his profession. But then he chose to come back to Cameroon to develop our country, something that most people are encouraged to do, give back, especially to the country in general, but to the younger generation. He's here to share nuggets of wisdom with us. You are welcome,
Thank
Samuel.
you.
How are you this morning?
Okay, I'm in good shape.
Yes, you are. I love, he's had a smile on his face the whole time, and I want to believe you're satisfied with the work you're doing. So let's get to know you better. Why did you choose to do engineering?
It's a dream. Since I was young, it was type of passion about everything which is technical.
Yes.
And I got to realize that everything which is technical, when we need it, or technology, always comes from abroad.
Yes.
And start to grow in my mind, why from abroad? Why can't we do it ourselves? So that's how slowly I said one day I have to take that out.
And you did study engineering in the country, and you traveled outside to practice. 27 years in Africa, in Europe, even in the United States of America, but you chose to come back. My question is why?
Very good question, and thank you. The point is that I come to realize that I was not so useful anymore outside. The country where I could really apply what I've learned, what I've seen, the experience I've acquired, was to come back to Africa, which is almost a virgin territory when you want to develop new ideas or new things.
Yes. When you came back to Africa with all of your ideas, how did you start executing?
In fact, I started when I was still outside abroad. In my own house, in my own garage, I got my own laboratory. And I started to work on Egusi seeds, on those, start to make a lot of, let's say, scientific research on them. And when I came back home, I just finalized what I started already.
Yes.
Yeah, I took my time now to finalize the machines, to finalize the processes that were needed to build those machines and that industry.
Let's start with the research. What did you gather about Egusi?
But there is no real secret there. In fact, I applied the normal processes of research. There are a lot of measurements. I give an idea. We measured at very high precision Egusi grains, more than 40,000 grains of Egusi, in order to derive all the mathematical properties which are inside.
Yes.
And build what I call mathematical model of the Egusi grain.
Okay.
That was very useful to move to the machines afterwards.
Yes, but how beneficial is Egusi? What did you find out about the benefits of Egusi?
That's very good. Egusi, we realized that there were a lot of benefits into it. Okay, first, in our country, we usually say that it's good for prostatitis. And we realized that what is good for prostatitis in Egusi comes from its oil. And there are many varieties. The varieties which grows here in the center of Cameroon, which is called Yaoundé Egusi and so on, has a better quality of oil concerning those prostatitis. And many other things like hair growing. Yes, we realize there are a lot of chemical or biochemical items inside which help your hair grow.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very interesting. And also, which we saw also during those analyses with some laboratories, that it's an anti-aging product. Yes, it reduces the wrinkles.
Yes.
It's an anti-aging, our Egusi. It was very funny that we have such a powerful, let's say, grain, and we don't know that.
And you chose to transform it to make us, to easily use it. Yeah. You came up with a SAFO Egusi machine. Tell us about it.
Yes, in fact, the SAFO Egusi machine, it started with a prototype, and we came to be able to crack the Egusi, and furthermore, to separate it. So now, and to do it industrially, we're able to process about 300 kilos in a day. If you want a comparison, somebody who is going to do it manually, it will take about 6 months to do what we do in one day. You then realize that everything that we could do, how to benefit from those grains at large scales was impossible if there was no technology to do it. With this technology now, at that level, we are able to produce this oil in large quantity, to produce the flour and many other things which can come afterwards, like the soap and cookies and many, many other things. It's really, really very rich.
Yes.
The last thing on it, the egusi grain itself, its flour, it's richer in proteins than soja. That's
okay,
something.
than soya.
That's soja, yeah.
Soya bean.
Soya bean, yeah.
Yes.
Soybean, yeah.
Soybean.
Soybeans, yeah. It's richer than, yeah. That was a big surprise about the reality. It's very rich in many other things which are very good for our health.
Yes.
Like iron, magnesium, and so on. We have all the catalog of those items which have been analyzed in very, very serious laboratories in Europe.
Okay, so now you just listed a few of those things. Maybe you get back to that again. Now, from the egusi husking machine, you now produce products.
Yes.
What are some of the products you produce?
Very good. So after husking first, egusi itself, we can sell it directly once it's already. And then we produce the oil. Okay, egusi oil. We produce that oil actually. And we produce the flour. From these two, there are also ingredients to go further. From the oil can be used directly for beauty, directly for also nutrition, for health, and it can move further for soap, to produce soap. Okay, soap with egusi oil, we do that already. And we encourage other people in cosmetic industry to use that oil to continue. Now, if you take the other branch with the flour, you can make the egusi soap with less oil in it, since the oil has been already reduced.
Yeah.
And now, what else you can do with that? You can make cookies, cakes, which are extremely good for the health, because the standard cake that we eat is full of sugar, full of what so-called glucids. But when you put this egusi flour, then you have inside proteins and so on. You start to have what I say, a complete food.
Wow.
It's going to enrich all the other flour that you can have to make it complete. That's the power of that egusi powder. I really encourage people to use it. Baby food, their own food, and so on, extremely powerful. And in addition to that, now with the grains themselves, with those grains, we can put sugar in it and make a very, very good aperitifs.
Okay.
It's very, very good grains.
Appetizers.
Appetizers, exactly. Make excellent appetizer, or just grill them and eat it while drinking a good palm wine or whiskey or whatever.
This is super interesting. I'm still in conversation with Samuel SAFO. We've been talking of Mike, and one thing that stood out in your life is the importance of planning.
Yes.
You planned your foray into engineering, going out of the country, excelling, and coming back and investing in the country. Young people are looking at you this morning. What are you going to tell them?
I'm going to tell them that first, in their dreams, they have to think seriously about science and technology, because that's what makes the difference of developed countries. And you need that to develop your own country, and we need that to develop our country. And they have to keep in mind that there is no magic inside. It's not something which is a dream. If you work for it, you believe in it, you will succeed. As Africans, we have the possibility to do it. And we have a lot of things to do in our countries. Almost nothing is done, if I can say like that.
Yes.
So the field is open, believe in it, and work hard, and you succeed.
Okay, Samuel SAFO, engineer, and if you want to know more about the SAFO Egusi machine and all of the products that you can enjoy, especially beauty products for us ladies and gentlemen as well, make sure you go online. What's the Facebook address?
Gone by SEM Production.
Okay, Gone by SEM Productions. And if you want some more information, check us out. Cameroon Feeling, Team Cameroon Feeling on Facebook, and we'll redirect you to him. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that said, please stay with us. We'll be moving on to the second part of the program. You'll be meeting amazing people, especially learning about leather crafting. Stay with us.